determined by the opening of sealed bids on August 8, 2012. See attached. They range from $4,100 to $10,207.
And we would recommend the high bid, Your Honor. They're a major purchaser of squad cars and reseller.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Dahl, second by Mr. Colkinson. Any comment?
I think that was a good price. The wholesale price on it varied from 10 to up to 13.
I think if we try to squeeze any more out of it,
Yeah, I don't think.
All right. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes. 8F, consideration of adoption of resolution 2012-036, certifying past due billings to the Fillmore County Auditor for collection of 2013 property taxes. See attached resolution. Any questions for staff on this?
So, Kathy, you were saying that this would become a lien on the property and any buyer, future buyer would be liable for?
It'll be on the property taxes.
Did this property go into foreclosure?
I don't know yet. That's why we'd kind of like to get this on there before, because we think it might be, but we don't know. People don't exactly give us all the details about things like that, you know, so when they just up and need, we are assuming a lot of things could be in the works, so.
this was the best advice we got to try to ensure that we're as covered as we can be. The question always is, how long do you go before you do this? And one of the worst things you have to do, from the staff's perspective, is to go shut someone's power off or shut their water. And so we make every effort to work with the homeowner. In most cases, we can arrive at some accommodation, and it works out for all parties. We're also hampered in the winter and different times of the year, which is why some of these the payments get quite large.
But after the 1st of May, I think.
Right. But if they're responding and we're working back and forth and arriving at an agreement, we generally don't just go right in and yank the meter. That's not the kind of image that we want to have. So I would rather err on the side of allowing it to get a little bit larger and having worked something out with them, rather than to pull a meter right quick and have somebody in there complain about how their food went bad or something happened because we were too quick on the draw.
So are they responding at all?
They moved.
They moved.
Did you have a call?
I sent them a certified letter and they signed for the letter.
Right.
So
They
they are
received it.
aware,
They're
they are
aware.
aware of this.
Now, if approved by the council, how quickly would that be notified into the county?
I
As a
would have all this signed and sent into the county, recorded as soon as they can do it. Yeah.
It would be rather quickly.
Can you put that on immediately?
Yeah.
Good. Move to approve this resolution 2012-036.
Motion by Mr. Dahl, second by Mr. Colkinson. Any more questions or comment? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes. Number 8G, consideration of adoption of resolution 2012-037, requesting from MnDOT a new crosswalk at the north end of the Highway 43 bridge crossing Rush Creek and removing the crosswalk at West Center Street. See attached staff report and resolution.
Thank you, Your Honor. As you know, the new trail, the Rush Creek Trail coming through Creekside Park, is designed to move people over to the trail system that we have at Moccasin Bluff. the original plan was to go underneath the 43 bridge and switch back on, by the campground and come up on the west side of Highway 43. That's the safest route to take people across underneath 43 for traffic standpoint. The Corps would not allow us to do that for a couple of reasons, none of which I'll elaborate on, or I'll just get angry again. So we looked at a couple of other options. One was to extend the trail to West Center. The other was to just keep traffic on the east side of the 43 across the river and then cross at Winona Street. The problem with that crossing is the height of the bridge really doesn't provide good sight lines for people crossing the road at Winona Street. I'm sure as you're well aware, if you look up to the north, you can't really see that well. And most people that are coming into town, especially if they're visitors, for some reason you get drawn over to the mill, and you're not really paying attention to what's in front of you necessarily. So we would prefer to not use that alignment to cross 43. Trying to get the trail to extend to West Center proved to be difficult as well because of the new levee that was built. Trying to keep that trail in the width that we needed and the slope to maintain for so it would be handicap accessible. It just didn't seem to be that was going to be possible to do. So we ended the trail at the tennis courts and tied into a sidewalk that was built as part of the levee project, and that gets us up to the north end of the 43 bridge. And it just so happens that seems to be a rather good spot to have a crossing. Sight lines north and south are pretty good. There is that existing crosswalk on West Center, and what we would like to do is to close that and move that down to the bridge, this new crossing site. Spoke to MnDOT's engineer. They came out, they visited the site. She recommended that we put it in the location that's depicted on your agenda statement. The council has to pass a resolution requesting that crosswalk be placed there. We have to pay for the improvements that need to be done to install the crosswalk, mostly curb cuts, and as you see on the drawing, there's these truncated domes which are for handicap accessibility. You have an engineer's estimate. I talked to Jeff today. I talked to Josh from Otomo Engineering, and they said if the city does this project, we could probably get a local contractor to do the cement work, and we can get it done much cheaper than the engineer's estimate, much cheaper. So what we'd like to do is to get council to approve the resolution. We'll send the drawings in for approval from MnDOT. Once they approve it, we'll round up the final cost and bring that back to council before we proceed with the project.
So, if we were to approve doing it locally, what we forgot to do was to put a sidewalk on top of that dike that was newly built. A lot of people are walking there at night.
Right.
And it's very dangerous.
They wouldn't allow us to do that. We asked.
But yet they'll let us put a bike trail?
On the new levee.
Yeah, but on the old levee. We could put a bike trail on there, but we couldn't put a sidewalk on the new levee?
Correct.
Doesn't seem right.
I know.
That's a safety feature,
Well,
I would think.
all I can say is that once we're done with this project, we can revisit that,
Okay.
but it'll be a city project.
I'm just saying it because there's a lot of people walking there at night.
We agree.
And this won't be impacted by the proposed 43 project through town that stops
No.
south end of the bridge?
Correct. It won't. That was the other reason that we looked at the Winona Street. We thought we might be able to tie something in there, even though it's a couple years down the road. But they're not doing anything to the bridge.